Hello everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Wednesday, October the 9th, 2024. I wanted to come to you guys and speak about this because there's a lot happening, guys. And just looking at everything, I just thinking, man, Jesus is coming back soon. I know we sound sometimes like a broken record, but there's a lot happening, okay? So before I continue, I want to say thank you to everybody who's listening in podcasts, whichever platform that you use to listen. Thank you so much. Please make sure to follow, and you can also now on Spotify, I believe you can actually hit the little bell so you can get a notification on the Spotify app every time I post a new podcast. Thank you so much, of course, to everybody who's watching this video on YouTube, and thank you for subscribing. So we know there's the hurricane happening in Florida right now. From what I've been seeing, there's a lot of damage already. The hurricane also brought tornadoes and things like that. It's really, it looks like it's doing what it said it was gonna do. So heartbreaking, guys. There's a lot of people right now who are they're facing the reality of the damage of the hurricane. Tomorrow morning, and the next coming days, they're also going to assess all the damages. So that's very heartbreaking. Everything that's happening. The weather here in Connecticut, you guys know I'm based in Connecticut, has been wonderful. Like even today, I was like, it looks so, this is why I love the East Coast, that I love like New England, because you get to experience of the seasons of the weather, right? And I was like, it looks like a perfect fall season day today. It was just perfect. And just as I'm looking through the news today, I see that there is a warning, an alert that was sent to all New Yorkers today about a couple hours ago. And I was like, well, the weather seems as though like it's gonna be good for the rest of the week, right? And I was like, what does this mean? Let me read to you guys this article. New York City officials warn potential severe geomagnetic storm and could disrupt critical system. I was like, what in the world is a geomagnetic storm? Like, what is that? I actually thought this was some type of article. Like, I was like, is this, you know how sometimes they have like newspapers that are like, I don't know how to say the word. It's like they make fun of things. It's almost like the name just flew off my mind now. But there's a very well-known news type of social media that creates like stories like this, not like this, but that are hard to believe. Okay, so I was like, what is a geomagnetic storms right now? So New York City sent an alert saying that there's gonna be starting tomorrow, Thursday, right? A severe potential geomagnetic storms. I have to keep looking at it to make sure I'm saying it right. And I was like, let me see what a geomagnetic storm is. It says here, a geomagnetic storm, also known as a magnetic storm, is a temporary disturbance of the Earth's magnetosphere caused by a solar wind shock wave. What? The disturbance that drives the magnetic storm may be a solar coronal mass ejection, a co-rotating interaction, okay, or a high-speed stream of solar wind originated from a coronal hole. The frequency of the geomagnetic storms increases and decreases with the sun's past cycle. During the solar maxima, geomagnetic storms occur more often, with the majority driven. The decrease in solar wind pressure initially compresses the magnetic sphere. The solar wind magnetic fields interacts with the Earth's magnetic fields and transfers as increased energy into the magnetosphere. Like, I'm already confused. I will have to like research like a lot of these words and what do they mean. But anyways, this is the storm that they're warning New York City basically, of a severe geomagnetic storm that's due to happen tomorrow, Thursday. And this is what can cause, this is the what can affect. So New York City emergency management officials are warning about an incoming storm on Thursday on this one of the solar variety. Geomagnetic storms happen when the changes in the solar wind currents create major disturbance, like I told you, of the Earth's magnetic atmosphere. Okay, the agency said that one of these ejections happened on Tuesday, so the cosmic magnetic material is predicted to reach the Earth as soon as Thursday. So there was a disruption, there was an ejection, okay, of millions of tons of plasma from the sun. This happened Tuesday, and it's on its way to New York City. Like what? Like what? This is just like, how do, like, I don't want to get into how do they know, but it's just very like, and I know like this is obviously not my field, right? So I do apologize if I'm offending anybody by saying, by being surprised by all of this. It's just, I was thinking today, man, it was just a perfect day, the weather-wise, right? And then to see that there's a storm coming to New York City. I'm very close to New York, right? Not New York City, but within an hour, I can get to New York City. So I'm like, I'm a lot of the times what's happening in New York City kind of affects where I am, right? So I was like, wow, that's crazy. So let me read to you here. So the ejection that happened on Tuesday is due to reach the Earth soon tomorrow, and is heading towards New York City. And that's why they issue a severe storm watch through Friday, okay? Despite the celestial storm severity, people are unlikely to see or feel much of it directly, according to the agency, the Space Weather Prediction Center. But the magnetic chaos could disrupt. Listen to this. They said that we're not going to feel anything, little to nothing, right? But this is what it could affect, okay? It could disrupt technology and critical infrastructure, including radio signals, GPS systems, power grids, satellites, and other forms of communication. Like what? This gonna come tomorrow, okay? It's gonna affect so much things, how we communicate, how we keep in touch, how do we even, like, how do we travel using GPS and all of that, signals, satellites, power grid, our power system. That's crazy. And I think they're saying that, there's a reason why they're sending this warning, okay? If they know that this is coming, it's due to reach New York by tomorrow, I feel like it's been put kind of like under the radar a little bit, like instead of being more alert. I think, of course they don't want to panic anybody. There's a lot of people right now that are, dealing with the hurricane, even though I know it's in Florida, but a lot of people have family, a lot of people came over from Florida to, to weather the storm here in the, New York, Connecticut. So it's just crazy that, like who goes anywhere, like who goes far, like without a GPS these days, right? We all need all of that. We need our phones, right? We need power, we need the light to work, all of that. So it could affect the signals, right? And power grids, satellites, and they say other forms of communication. Well, like, what does that mean, right? While this is quote unquote what they're saying, we are monitoring for effects, but the public, right, doesn't need to take any action at this time, said Aries de la Cruz, a spokesperson for New York City Emergency Management. He said, "We obviously don't want to alarm public. We just want people to not be surprised if their Google Maps stop working on anything like that." Anything like that? Like what? Like our power and like our, our GPS system, is this gonna create like a traffic chaos in New York, or is it gonna affect, like our internet? Is it gonna affect our internet, right? They don't want people to be alarmed, but they're saying, this could happen. So I find it kind of like odd that they're not giving they're not really speaking about it much. You have to like search for this story to like know what's going on. But I feel like this day that we're so connected on our internet, our social media, and like we're so reliable on technology and on the internet, obviously, specifically also like power and like GPS to like go places and things like that. This is taking kind of like how do you prepare for that, right? It will be very hard, but like let's say if you're planning a trip or something, like you'll be like, you might think about it, you might print like the old-fashioned ways, that like what was that called? I think it was Yahoo, that you will print like the directions and things like that. You will like get prepared maybe that way, but they're saying it's nothing to panic, but this might happen. Like you might lose GPS system. There might be issues with power grid, satellites, and other forms of communication. So they are sending this alarm. This was officially sent to New Yorkers, okay? This is due to happen October 10th to the 11th. And this was sent from our federal partners here from the Space Weather Prediction Center have issued a geomagnetic storm watch. So let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast, everyone. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And if you want to know more about me, you can visit my website, julissadesigns.com. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.